welcome to No Format Required, the podcast where our topics dance through the air like leaves in an autumn breeze. I'm Mike, and with me as always is Charlie.
Hello.
How are you, Charlie?
I've got a bit of a cold, if I'm honest.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm sat on the other side of the sofa. Well, the living room, not the other side of the sofa. That'd be next to each other.
I bet you regret kissing me when we come in now, don't you? Yeah, I'm a bit annoyed because I've had, literally 5 weeks ago I had COVID.
Yeah, you did.
And then I had a cold on my birthday as well in the middle of August. Sometimes a year you normally get them kind of winter times. It comes up, so fair enough now me having one in October, but I was so pissed off when I had one in, obviously can't do anything about COVID, but when I had a cold in August for my birthday.
Yeah, it's quite early on. Summer's still around.
That was annoying.
Especially this year.
Exactly. But yeah, what about you?
I got nothing new to report, which is really frustrating when you're doing a podcast.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's true.
Because this is I'm running out of names for it. I said this, I uploaded last week's episode as we're recording this today. And I was like, we're running out of names to call the Chat the Shit episodes because we call it a different one each time.
Yeah.
But I called that one Seize the Cheese.
Okay. Could you not use the AI thing to generate some names?
Possibly.
But then they could just be completely random to whatever we're talking about. Maybe we'll have to go down that route if we run out of names. It's quite difficult thinking of a name. I mean, I've tried. Well, yeah, I did try a while ago, but then I've not really done it.
Yeah, you don't upload them with names anymore.
No.
So I have to think of them.
Lauren's just messaged me saying, is the dryer too loud?
I don't think so.
Let us know if you can hear the dryer in the background.
We're not going to change anything, guys.
No. Well, like I say, we're doing it. Well, I've not said anything about it, but we're doing it from our living room today because the pub sheds. I don't have no central heating in there, so it might be a little bit chilly.
Yeah, something you need to invest in.
Well, I've got a little, actually, just behind you. Hopefully, it's still there. I've got like a halogen heater.
Oh yeah.
Mum and Dad give me, so I was gonna, but I need to get my dad to put a plug socket sort of at the bottom, like sort of along. So we've got a few, but it's quite high up. So I think with the cable, it probably wouldn't reach it because it's not that long cable. So I need to get him to put one kind of down below, and then I can plug that in. Because I reckon he says he's got one for his shed. I mean, it's obviously a bit smaller than mine, and it's just like a workshop. But he says having that on in the winter just warms it really warm. So
or just a fire.
Oh yeah, could do a fire.
A wooden shed.
Yeah, probably not the best idea, is it? I did think about having one of the what they called not like a chimney, but you can get the. Well, you'd have to basically drill a hole in the roof to put a chimney out. I forgot what they call it, but then everything will stink.
It would get quite smoky.
Yeah, that's the only downside to them. Because when we were having our fireplace redone, the guy who did it said he's got one in his house. I thought having that in your living room, I don't know, maybe it doesn't smoke because the smoke goes
out. I don't think it does. I'm trying to think.
You're going to get some sort of...
My in-laws used to have one.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I don't remember it being smoking.
No. Maybe because it
extracts it all out.
Yeah, if you're having a fire, if you're camping or whatever and having a fire, it just goes around you, doesn't it? Like a barbecue. But
I brought a fire pit when we went camping. We're talking about 3-4 years ago now. Mm-hmm. We went camping in sort of the Peak District area. Yeah, Matlock, Bakewell, near there sort of thing. And I brought a fire pit to make a little fire. Yeah. Because campfires were allowed at this place, and I thought, that'd be great because it keeps it all enclosed and everything. Was there and toasted marshmallows. Suddenly, it starts getting insanely the fire insanely big.
Okay.
And I brought this from TK Maxx, so I know it's not a renowned fire specialist or anything like that, but you'd think it'd be good. The actual fire pit sets on fire. I was like, what the hell am I doing? We're in this field with a fire pit that's beginning to set on slowly seeping around the edges, setting on fire. I was like, I can't remember what I did to get it out, but I knew I had to take it away from the situation, which was quite dangerous as well. Moving a fire pit that's on fire. But managed to get that out. But that was terrifying. Maybe fire pits aren't the best inside.
No, definitely not. I mean, when we were when I was at Cubs and Scouts, and we used to have fires and stuff, and there'd always be somebody that would come and get the can of deodorant to spray on the fire like a flamethrower. And then they always used to say, I mean, obviously I would not recommend it at all. Disclaimer there. But
do not try this at home.
Yeah, definitely not try this at home. But a few people said that if you sprayed it, apparently the flame could come back up and explode the can in your hand.
I think that it makes sense.
But I wasn't sure if that was I mean, I never did it, maybe once, but I wasn't sure if that was just something to scare kids from doing it, or... Yeah. But then I suppose if it's like a fuel line, isn't it? It could come up and then explode the can and then you lose a hand and maybe more, I suppose, but...
I do not condone this behaviour, but I've got a few stories from my childhood here based on the children fire. Yeah. If you get hold of it, it's going to happen. So I won't say their names, but when I was younger, I was 3 of my friends in the form time.
Yeah.
They discovered I was spraying deodorant into a bottle and then putting a lighter near it would make the flames sort of like in there.
Yeah.
It'd be. I think it was easy to sort of blow out and everything, or you'd like squeeze it and it'd come out the top and done.
Yeah.
So we went into the men's bath or the boys' bathroom, because I suppose we weren't men then. The male lavatories.
Yeah.
And they set fire. I would like to say I was in the corner because I wasn't sure about any of this.
What, in the corner crying?
But they set fire to like a tennis ball and was kicking it around in the men's toilets.
Oh,
and then one of them sprayed inside the bottle, and then another one squeezed it in his face, and all of his eyebrows were singed off. So he had no eyebrows for quite a few months.
To be honest, though, that was even very lucky just to have no eyebrows. Like, that could have been a hell of a lot worse.
I was there, but I was like, actually, I'm not sure about any of this playing with fire or anything.
It kind of reminds me of, have you ever watched Friends?
Yeah.
Where they make that game Fireball. No. I don't actually know what the rules are, but it's in Joey and Chandler's flat, and it's a bowling ball. Like, you don't really know what the rules are or how to play it, but they've got oven gloves on and then a fire extinguisher, and they just keep... Yeah,
okay.
I don't know. Yeah, but it's something involving a ball and fire. So, okay. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend.
No, I wouldn't recommend it in the slightest. You know what is fun though? You got barbecue and you sprinkle a bit of sugar on there.
On the barbecue?
Yeah, because the flame, on fire.
Oh yeah.
But the flames come right up in the air.
Is this from your old magician days?
No.
Oh.
it's from being a student days.
How is it?
Throwing sugar onto a fire. Yeah,
I suppose the fat, would it be the fat that would kind of...
Well, I think it's just the sugar content burning off. Yeah.
I thought you were going to say it made like some sweet smell or...
Oh, it is a sweet smell, yeah. It does make a sweet smell.
I wonder if it would, like, if you had any meat or anything on, whether it would affect, like...
It'd probably caramelise it a bit.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about caramelised meat. Have you ever had a battered Mars bar?
Yeah, I love battered Mars bar.
Yeah.
So when I was when I worked in Wetherspoons, wouldn't recommend that. I'll happily say that. But yeah, when I worked in Wetherspoons, I was cross-trained, so I worked in the kitchen and the bar.
Yeah.
I was one of the few members of staff that was able to do that. So in like emergency situations, I was able to rotate between the two.
Yeah.
Which was never fun. I was there in my kitchen uniform out in the bar, helping out or back and forth.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so I'd work in the kitchen, and obviously Wetherspoons now, like this was many, many years ago, they didn't used to have fish and chips. Well, they did, but it was pre-made, and then they introduced a new updated version and they brought it. Well, they had air fryers, but they brought in a section.
Yeah,
not air fryers. What's it called? Oil fryers.
Oh, yeah.
But they brought in a section where we could batter the fish and chips or the fish ourselves, should I say?
Yeah.
And obviously, when you got this for the first time, you're going to try a few different things. So yeah, we tried all sorts of chocolate bars and biscuits. Battered biscuits are surprisingly nice.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, we literally, me and this guy Sam, we battered everything that we could think of just to see what it tastes like.
Oh, really? Have you seen that? There's a video on YouTube, and it's called Jones's Barbecue Chicken and Foot Massage. And it's like, it's an American thing.
Are you hinting at something you want?
Well, yeah.
Shall I go get Lauren?
Yeah. But I mean, I was doing some work about it. I think it's purely a spoof. He thinks it's a real business. And basically, I'll send you the link to it, or we can post it.
Or we can go.
Or we
do
can
a live record from there.
We could do from there. But yeah, basically, it's like you bring anything you want and they'll batter it. Or, well, they'll not batter it. It'll be like deep fried, I think. He says if they can put it in the deep fryer, they'll do it, and then you can have a foot massage after. And he's got all these like various barbecue sauces, and he's like, yeah, I'll massage your feet, and if you pay me enough, I'll massage your feet in the barbecue sauce if you really want.
That's weird.
I think it's I think it's purely because then there was a few other ones where he was doing some solicit like lawyer thing, and I think it's purely like a spoof kind of thing. But yeah, a friend at work reckons it's a real place, but. Yeah,
if anyone's ever been, let us know.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's somewhere in the deep south of America. I mean,
okay, not over here.
No, it's all in America. Yeah, so, but
there's a place down the road that does battered, deep fried Oreos, which are nice.
Oh, really? See, I don't know about deep frying sweet stuff. It's like mixing your sweet and your savoury, unless it's a sweet and sour.
It's so nice
from a Chinese. Then I don't know. I don't like to... you're messing with...
I hate you for saying that. I go through a stage every now and again of wanting sweet and sour chicken balls. I've not had them for a while from a Chinese takeaway.
Sometimes I find the sauce can be too rich.
Sometimes, yes.
And like I just kind of just end up having the chicken balls by themselves or mixing it in with whatever. Do you find that when you order a Chinese, you'll order like a couple of you order like a few different things, don't you? And then you put it all on your plate, and it just all kind of merges into one.
Yeah.
Into one.
The thing is, I don't tend to order Chinese socially, mainly because I don't know what I like, and I do know what I like, but I don't know enough of what everything else is.
Yeah.
And normally when you do a social one, everyone orders like a little bit each, like just one small little thing. And I'm always worried that I'll just end up having the sweet and sour chicken balls. For me, my order's sweet and sour chicken balls, egg fried rice, and crispy chili beef.
Oh yeah, I like the crispy chili beef.
So those are the three things I ordered. But it's because I didn't really grow up eating Chinese. And when I went to the Chinese, it was always to a buffet, and I didn't really pay attention to what the names of the food were. So I just grabbed, that looks nice, I'll try that. Yeah. But, yeah.
See, I love I've not been to a buffet, like a Chinese buffet in ages.
No, last time I went to a Chinese buffet, I lived in Cheltenham.
What was it?
But before that, it was when I was back home before uni. So we're talking sort of, 15 years? Oh, that's depressing.
15 years. God.
Don't say that out loud. It's literally 15 years ago.
Getting old, Mike. Someone at work, I mean, she's only 21, and she was like, I says, what are you doing on your days off? And she's like, so yeah, I'm going to this like with my boyfriend and his dad. Like there's like a trip, it's like an Oasis tribute band, but it's like, oh yeah, it's full of like old
No Oasis.
Pardon?
No Oasis.
No Oasis.
There's not a tribute band called No Oasis. I'm annoyed.
Yeah. But it's like, oh yeah, but yeah, it's probably it's full of old people, like people over 30. I was like, oh god, that makes me just.
Days are behind us, Charlie.
I
did some pull-ups on a kids climbing frame the other day.
Oh yeah.
And then got home. And I was doing something, and suddenly my arm started really aching. I couldn't work out what it was, and Lauren was like, you were doing just like, it was probably just one pull-up. Like, you were just doing one pull-up. I was like, oh my God. I literally did a pull-up, and my arms ache. When I get back down the gym.
When our weeds were like out of control at the front of the house to the point where some of them were like level with the fence, top of the fence, like they were really bad. But I think, they don't we'd not done it in a while, but the weather had been like raining and stuff. I mean, I spent probably maybe an hour and a half sort of de-weeding it, and like it wasn't the next day; it was the day after. Like my legs were just on fire, like, obviously from crouching down. And
see, I think my legs are fine. It's obviously my upper body strength, but together would be unstoppable.
Yeah, I don't know. My upper body strength is probably not anything. It's not anything to thingy about, but I know I feel bad. I say I feel bad. I've actually just cancelled my gym membership.
Oh really?
Well, I've been paying it, and I've not gone in months, but I need to do something. Like I like walking and things, so I'm going to go on that.
I want to get back into my running again. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, you did that.
I did
a marathon, didn't you?
No, 5k. Come on, not a marathon. I wish I could do a marathon. No, I did 5k. I
Is
wanted
that the Alton
to.
Towers thing?
Yeah, and it was so fun. It's coming up this year, but annoyingly, I'm working it.
How are you?
So I won't be able to go this year. But I think next year, maybe next year, I'll aim for the half marathon they do there.
Yeah.
Or 10k. I think it's 10k or half marathon, one of the two.
Well, half marathon. That's 12. Is it 20?
It's 26 miles, is it, for a marathon?
Alexa,
26.4.
How long is a marathon? I don't know if I've asked that.
A marathon is about
26.2. Close. So yeah, 13.
Half marathon next year, and then the London Marathon year after.
Yeah, sorted.
That'd be all right. I know somebody at work mentioned about doing the three-peat challenge. So I sent an email around, and I was like, oh yeah, I like walking kind of thing. Like, yeah, I'll be up for it. And then the more I think about it, and I talk to like one of my friends, Matt, who does a lot of walking. I mean, I don't think he's done it, but he's like, yeah, it's quite intense. And I was thinking,
of course it is.
I thought like from somebody,
I can't remember how long, but it took me quite. What's the UK's one?
It's
Scafell Pike. Yeah, it took me quite a while to climb up Scafell Pike, but that was the first ever like big hill that I climbed.
Oh really?
Second ever. First one. I didn't realise how intense it was on. I can't remember what it was called, this one, but we did that one, then Scafell Pike like a few days later. But this one we like sort of like went for it, and it was quite steep to begin with.
Okay.
And within the first 15 minutes, I was thrown up.
Oh really?
I think because all of us like sort of, we didn't pace ourselves, we sort of steamed, and then it was like, oh my God, this is brutal.
Yeah.
You can't go at that sort of pace. The pace that we had for the first time, we'd sort of climbed the big hill.
Yeah.
And then the third time I climbed the hill, that was Helvellyn, which is terrifying for the top. I couldn't go along the top.
Is that in Wales?
No, it's in the Lake District still, but it's like really sheer drop. People die there.
Oh really?
If it's like high wind, they'll get blown off, and because it's like quite narrow, like stepping stones effectively, you have to climb up the top. I couldn't do it. I had to go along the side, which probably was more dangerous because I ended up having to like literally climb along like with nothing there.
There we go. There's an episode climbing up one of the 3 peaks recording.
Yeah, on that one I damaged my leg literally right at the top. So then coming down, we had to go back. I had to go backwards because it's sort of like in terms of the muscles that I was using, it'd work. But because the sun was facing me on the one side as I was coming up, and then coming down, still facing on the same side.
Oh, really?
Because I was walking backwards. Yeah. I was sunburned like hell on the sides.
It's strange that when you see like people that have like climbed up Everest and you think, oh, it's like obviously minus temperatures up there, and they've obviously because of the sun, and they'll sort of come back with like sunburn and stuff like that. I know we were talking about Everest last night because we were talking about that documentary on Netflix called Finding Michael.
Oh yeah, is it Spencer Matthews?
Yeah, about his brother that died, I assume he died. They couldn't find him on the mountain in it was like 97 or 98.
Yeah, I said to Lauren, I didn't really, when she was telling me about it, I thought it was quite a recent thing. I was like, I didn't know about that. And she was like, oh, it was years and years and years.
Yeah. But it was like interesting, like reading like how many people are like still, they just leave, if you die there, they just leave you and they use them as markers now.
Yeah, the markers is a thing.
Yeah, big. Like green boot, I think it's Green Boots or something, there's like quite a famous one, but it's sad though because you can see pictures online, obviously not of the faces or anything, but of the body, and they're all sort of like a few people like huddled up and kind of died alone effectively. And like, I was reading about this one guy who'd done it and he'd gone up and he might have had a little bit of experience in climbing, but nothing like Everest. If he didn't want Sherpas, nothing, and sort of went up by himself. And I think he ended up, obviously exhaustion or whatever. And so you're sort of thinking, but sort of groups were going past, but they're like Sherpas. They sort of, I don't know if they gave him some food or something, but they were like they couldn't help him because they've got a responsibility to their group, and it's obviously
many people.
Yeah, so just obviously it's kind of once you go there, you're kind of on your own kind of thing.
What a depressing episode we've suddenly
I know. But yeah, I'd like to do the like the base camp. But yeah, I don't know. But that'd be something like Matt. He's on about doing Kilimanjaro next year, but he says he doesn't think he's going to do it now because he's like it'd be a really good thing to do. But then that's your holiday for the year, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like camping and walking and... I mean, if you like that, yeah, exactly. Like, if you were retired or a millionaire, you could go and do that and then like, all right, I'm going to go to the Maldives for 2 weeks after, like, to relax and... Yeah, but I don't think I'd want to use my leave for that, really. But
so, going back to 3 Peaks, this is something that we've also talked about in our work relatively recently, or wanting to do it. The only thing that you either have to hire a driver...
Well, yeah, because the person that does like the driver is going to be driving you in between, so they can't
rest.
And you got a minute, so you have to have a mini. I mean, we were looking at it. You got to have obviously someone's first aid like qualified, which I suppose it's not the most difficult.
We've got quite a lot now.
Yeah. And then you got to have a dedicated minibus driver, so somebody that's literally just going to sit in the minibus and wait for you.
Yeah.
And then obviously drive between the things,
or be exhausted and climb it as well.
Yeah. But that's the thing as well, and plus, like, to drive a minibus, you've got to...
have a licence.
Yeah, to do it, so... I don't know, it's all well and good. I'd quite happily just go and do one, like, go up for a night, like, sort of go early morning, drive up, then get somewhere nearby.
I'd like to do a few more of them, because I really enjoyed my the ones I've done in Lake District.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lake District is nice. We did a walk around the Lake District, went away with some friends. I forgot what the lake was called, but... to be fair, none of us kind of realised how far this lake was.
They're not small lakes,
no. And we sort of stopped at this pub part way around, and we were like, anyway, it just kept obviously going and going. And it was like, looking was like, we're not even at the other side of the lake from where we started.
No. I was going to say that's mental. They're literally miles from miles.
Oh, they're absolutely huge.
We took a boat across half of one of them, and that took about an hour.
Did it? See, I'd like to do wind because we stopped at, was it Keswick?
Yeah.
When we last went, but Windermere, but that's sort of like the popular place to go, isn't it?
It's so nice there, nice. Yeah, so nice.
Just a bit of a thing for us to get to, isn't it?
Lauren wants to go back like every year. She loved it so much when I knew that she would like it, like, but she was just. It surprised me how much she did like it.
Yeah. It's a beautiful place. So I always say to Lauren's mum and dad that every year, twice a year, they go down to Newquay, as you're aware.
I'm sure I've mentioned it in the podcast, but yeah,
probably have. But I always say to them, like, why don't you go? You know what I mean? Like Lake District's are it, but no, they always go to the exact same place. But it's like they've been going twice a year there for the past 20 years. Like, you run out of stuff to do.
Yeah.
Like,
again, like, say Lauren wants to go every year back to Lake District, so maybe we'll get to that point.
Yeah, but I think eventually you'll, you'll kind of get, I say, bored of it, but if you did
it... with the Lake District, it's not just like, we stayed in Keswick and went to Windermere a lot. But there is so much to it that you can explore.
You can stay in different parts, couldn't you, every time you go? And,
like, different lake each time.
Yeah, but I know it's weird when you go there, you kind of forget, like, you're in England. It's like you've gone to... It's like I always see when I go to London, that's like I've gone to another country. And then when I've been to the Lake District, and the same a bit with Cornwall, like, it's just... Yeah, obviously I know it is the same country, but it just, I don't know, it just seems a lot different kind of thing. But then again, maybe when you're on a holiday and things, things are different, aren't they? But yeah, do I sound a bit? I think as I've been talking, I sound more like
croaky.
Yeah,
you do.
Yeah. And I went out on Saturday, went to watch some football, and then I went out for quite a few pints after. And I got home and just, obviously, I think talking and drinking beer, and my throat was on fire.
I say the night after a night out, your throat just...
Oh, God, and I think that...
Especially with you chat a lot when you're drunk.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, my throat was on fire. I was trying to, like, because I was like, I need to have something to eat, so I ended up ordering a kebab off Uber Eats. But it was quite late, so it was like, there was hardly anything open on Uber Eats.
We won't say that it wasn't the rubbish one down the road, was it?
No, it wasn't that one. No.
1 star.
No, it wasn't that one. No, to be fair, the one I had... it's called Sergio's.
Oh, they do a mega kebab, which I love.
Well, I think that's the one I potentially had. It was like £12 something. And it was like a mixture in a. It was really nice.
Yeah,
actually.
I enjoy Sergio's kebabs.
Yeah, it always pings up, but I've never been to it, so I'm quite glad I did because I know next time.
Shout out to Sergio there.
Well, yeah, exactly. if you want to sponsor us with a free
collab.
Yeah. but the next morning having. God, I remember going out when I was younger, like with a cold and stuff, and then hangover. You drink through it and you feel really good. You're like, oh, I can't even feel my cold now. And then the next day, all hangover and a cold. Oh, it's the worst thing.
Yeah,
worst thing. But yeah, how's Taskmaster coming on?
What do you mean?
Like, have you got everyone
preparing for a new? Yeah, it's a little teaser, I suppose, for everyone. Everything's all ready, but I was thinking we'd release it when the new series ends.
Oh, okay.
So people can continue with their Taskmaster journey.
So we'd finish, like, we'd do, like, because how many episodes do we normally do, like, with Taskmaster? It's like 2 episodes.
2 episodes, yeah.
Per thing. So we'd do, the last episode of this series would be part 1 of Taskmaster, and then...
I don't think it has to be the last series, because we're coming near Christmas. I think we'll get to Christmas, and then we'll have a little break after Christmas. Should I see when the last episode of Taskmaster season 16 is out?
Oh, sorry, you mean the actual... Taskmaster.
Oh, yeah,
sorry, I thought you were talking about... Oh, okay, I see what you mean.
Just because, I thought it made sense.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
I don't know when it'll be. 19th of October was episode 5, or is going to be episode 5, was episode 5, because this is the future, or confusing things. So let's work that out. This is really boring for people. Basically, I'm not going to bother working it out.
Yeah.
When Taskmaster ends on the Thursday, the following Monday we'll do our Taskmaster episode.
How many episodes series? How many episodes in a series of normal Taskmaster? 10 episodes. And is it the same? It is the same.
Yeah,
people
same people. God, he's such a
clueless
Charlie.
I think about watching it, but I think it's like now. I think it's a thing like because I've not watched it.
We'll watch it once we do our Champion of Champions.
Yeah. Like I say, I've not watched a full episode. I've watched quite on YouTube. I've watched quite a few clips of it. Then obviously you showed me quite a few clips and stuff. So
I will say for those who are interested in Taskmaster and haven't seen Taskmaster New Zealand, and I believe Taskmaster Australia, but I might be wrong on that. But definitely Taskmaster New Zealand. The first 3 seasons are on Channel 4 now for free. This is if you're UK based, so I apologise to anyone who's not. But yeah. The second season of Taskmaster New Zealand is the best version of Taskmaster ever produced.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
What, even better than the UK one?
Yeah. It's so weird that it's that good.
Yeah.
Like the first 2 seasons of Taskmaster New Zealand and the 4th season, I'd say are some of my favourite seasons. 3rd season wasn't great in my opinion.
Yeah.
Of their one. But the first 2 and the 4th, some of the best Taskmaster ever made.
Oh, okay.
I like it because they're original tasks as well.
Yeah.
There might have been 1 or 2, but I can't remember. But they're all the tasks are completely original. So it's not as though you're copying things that you've seen in the UK version.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really like that about it.
Yeah, okay. Does the US have one?
US had one. Did one season.
Oh, really?
It was awful. They fit all 5 tasks into 30 minutes.
Yeah.
With an ad break. And it was Reggie Watts who hosted it, who's like a musician comedian.
Yeah.
It had Alex Horn back as Taskmaster's assistant, still playing the same sort of role.
Yeah.
And I can't remember the cast. I know one of them was Ron something. I can't remember this guy's from Fuchs, I think is his surname.
Okay.
Comedian. And Freddie Highmore. You know, the kid who plays Charlie in the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory movie.
Oh, yeah.
Like, so British actor, but it was in the American
Taskmaster.
But it just didn't have the same feel to it. It just wasn't as good.
Do you know what? It would. You know, if that really took off in America, and you start getting like, I mean, I don't know if they would, but like sort of A-list celebrities, like George Clooney comes on.
When you think about some of the people that we've had in the UK version, like you're talking like sort of old, in terms of the old school generation, some really big names there, like Julian Clary's in there. Like he's been on the face of obscurity for a while, but he's been around, but he was big back in the days. Like, so yeah.
On the one in New Zealand, as Flight of the Conchords, like Jermaine Clement and
that'd be amazing if they did.
Rob McKenzie. No, they would. I think they would be. I think they'd be quite good at doing it.
No, there's no one that I recognise that's been on. I recognise them now. Like I started following some of the New Zealand ones because actually, there's one that I recognised. I can't think what her first name is. O'Leary. It's going to really bug me. Her surname's O'Leary, but she's from Wellington Paranormal. You know the What We Do in the Shadows spin-off.
Is she the female cop?
Yeah, who's called O'Leary in the show. That's why I can't think what her first name is.
Yeah. That was a good series.
You watched it?
After you showed it.
Yeah, I've not finished it yet, but it is good.
Yeah. I know I think there's another series of What We Do in the Shadows coming out.
See, What We Do in the Shadows, I've not really watched that TV series.
Have you not?
But I know it's good.
Yeah, it is.
Which is weird considering how obsessed I am and I tell everyone about the film.
Yeah. There's parts of it that are really funny. There's some of it is a bit like for a few of the episodes, I think it was the most recent series, something like maybe 4. I was like getting a bit boring now, but the first couple of series are brilliant.
I think that's why I enjoyed the film though, because it was such a original concept type idea. Because it doesn't feel like it's an original concept, modern or vampires living in the modern days, but it is.
Yeah,
and they do it so well in terms of what they do.
Well, they appear in the first series of an episode, and then I think Tahiti, I can't say his name.
Taika Waititi.
Yeah, I'm sure I don't know if he directs them or produces.
I think he's involved in the producing.
Yeah, but you know the third guy. So if you've got Jermaine Clement, obviously. That other guy, I've never really seen him in anything else. No, but I think he's really good. He's like one of my favourite ones out of it.
Really?
Yeah, I really like him. But yeah, so
I think the the guy who doesn't become a vampire in the movie.
Yeah.
And teaches them like the modern stuff.
Yeah.
He's literally not an actor or anything. He's just a friend of theirs that they got involved.
Yeah. I think that's quite good though sometimes.
Yeah. And especially in a mockumentary type thing, you don't need to be an actor.
No.
Because it's a bit more real and awkward, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I like these sort of series where they use sort of people that have not, like this over here, this is England. I think a lot, there were them that were actors, but I think there was a couple of them that had not really been in, had not been in anything.
Okay.
I think sort of Shane Meadows just uses that kind of thing.
I'm ashamed to say, especially living in the Midlands now, that I've never watched this.
Some of it's filmed in the town where we live.
One of the actresses lives just down the road.
Do they?
Yeah. Vicky McClure.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, she does, yeah. But yeah, there's this TV series, I think there's 3.
Yeah.
I say now, like they've been out for about 10 years, I think, but I'd recommend watching. You've never seen the film then?
I've never seen any of them.
It's quite hard hitting, and there's parts of it that are uncomfortable to watch. And I mean, the series, there's a horrible scene that I can't watch after.
Really?
Fast forward it, but yeah, I would really recommend it.
Yeah.
But I remember when I was in Canada, when I was living in Canada, I went to Blockbusters that were still up and around.
I miss Blockbusters.
I do miss Blockbusters. And yeah, I was like, we were looking around for a DVD to watch, and This Is England was in there. I was like, fucking hell, like in...
Canada, I don't know how big it is outside of the UK. But
I was surprised because I thought obviously it's 1980s, I think. I don't know. I thought it would reference over there, but so Right, shall we call it a day?
Yeah, we've got a sign off.
Go on then.
Let's have a look. Spoiler alert, I wrote a load of sign-offs and I didn't look at what sign-off I should use.
Is it going to be linked in with the intro?
I don't know.
I forgot what the intro was now.
It was about floating around like the leaves in autumn.
Yeah, that was it.
And I think we've literally done that. We've covered all sorts here, from like climbing Mount Everest to vampire film.
Yeah.
Right, keep it weird and keep it real, folks. This has been No Format Required, the podcast that's always authentic. We'll just go with that.
Yeah, that'll do.
It. And remember, guys, I hate doing this every time, but we really actually need to. If you have enjoyed this episode or the podcast in general, give us a like and subscribe, or a comment or a review. Any of those, we really do appreciate it. It helps us. All right, thanks for listening, guys. We'll see you next week.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.